Okay, it is January 12th, 2025. I am again in my classic KC hoodie with a Pixar lamp behind me. I had planned on doing a follow up on my last post from New Year's Eve, but some more pressing things have presented themselves, and so I wanted to talk about those instead. Um, as will become evident later, I have been taking voice lessons um, for I don't know how long, almost 2 years, I think. And I started from having absolutely no skill whatsoever. Um, I could be in a. I remember I was at a Billy Joel concert, and what was the song with the something of one of the war songs, and oh, the music's loud, everyone's singing, I'm singing, and people are staring at me like, what the fuck are you doing? So, starting from zero ability whatsoever. Um, Fact number two that will become evident shortly. Um, I put in I added two new speakers to the stereo system in the living room. Um, so now you're really kind of immersed in the sound. It's very unsophisticated. It's just a left right. I'm playing from a JVC tape deck that I bought on eBay through a old uh, Crown amplifier, um, a rack mount amplifier that was at least secondhand. So unsophisticated, but it sounds pretty good. And I've never been a fan of really loud music. I I don't go to concerts. Um, I don't listen to music in headphones very often at all. Um, I don't like other people's music. Like when I'm at the office, there's one guy who, um, in his cubicle, will not play music through headphones, but through speakers. Um, Hate that. Um, but I have discovered that sitting in the living room, singing, um, and the voice lessons have made it that I am able to tolerate my own singing. Um, I'm actually getting kind of good at a few songs. I have to really know the songs. But with this sort of immersive sound in the living room, singing, it does keep the voices in my head kind of at bay. And I have needed that this weekend. Uh, every once in a while, I will say, "Okay, I don't think I need my meds anymore. Um, I'm just gonna give it a go without them." Um, and I was doing pretty good there. I had a really good run for a couple weeks. Uh, but it's getting tough right now. And the the loud music and the singing, and I've started just way too many concurrent projects around the house, um, straightening up, cleaning, just stupid shit you do, um, that you never find time for. And I've decided that I'm going to make time for it. And so the house doesn't look any better. Still shit just everywhere. But progress is being made. You have to look hard. You have to look closely to find it. Um, but just being able to have these projects with the loud music and the singing helped has helped um, keep me distracted, preoccupied. Um, so where I started from was, meaning of life. What meaning of life? I actually was at Half Price Books and I bought another philosophy book on the meaning of life. I've got several, and I'm reading them. Um, but that's a luxury. That's a luxury when you're having the voices and the just the I don't know, just the internal shit that is barking too loud and just making a nuisance of itself. It seems. Um, so I'm not. I have some thoughts on that, and I do intend to continue along those lines. But I think I needed to just say out loud where I am this weekend. It's Sunday night, and there's a Seinfeld episode um, where it's like the whole even Steven thing, where Jerry's even Steven, and Elaine says, "Give me a 20." And so Jerry hands Elaine a 20, and Elaine throws the 20 out the window. Well, not 10 minutes later, Jerry comes out of the bedroom. He finds a 20 in a jacket that he hasn't worn for a long time. So he loses a 20 and he finds a 20. Um, and that's how life seems for me a lot of the time is um, it's just very steady. I can't get too far off of just sort of the even keel. And that even keel is low in the water. I mean, this isn't a I mean, if I start feeling too good, then it's like I have to go that far below the average to compensate, to atone for feeling good. Uh, I've had seasonal allergies my entire life. Everywhere I've lived, I've had seasonal allergies, and I guess they're supposed to diminish with age, and aged, and but I went to to a Oriental herbal. I'm not exactly sure what he calls himself, but uh, an Eastern practitioner. He would do the pulse in your ankle and then prescribe. And he really seemed to be able to target my seasonal allergies, and I noticed a distinct improvement after starting to see him. But anytime that I spoke out loud how much better my allergies were, the next day invariably I would have a horrible attack. So if I said, "Oh, I used to have allergies, but I've been seeing so and so, and they're gone. They're pretty much gone." Next day, bam, sneezing, coughing, eyes dripping for a day. Without fail, every time. And I've learned to never talk about how good I'm feeling. And I don't think I have been talking about how good I'm feeling to anyone. And I'm not feeling good anymore because I was feeling good and now I'm paying the price for it. It I just I just got to keep a low profile, just slow and steady. It's frustrating. It's a frustrating way to live where you are afraid of improving, because if you improve, then you have to pay for that by feeling like shit to balance out. I don't know. This is life. Um, I'm frustrated. I get angry, but there's no self harm. There's no vi- yeah. I think I'm like there's no physical violence against other people. Okay, I am frustrated and acting out that frustration with inanimate objects, screwdrivers. Part of the projects I have going on involve you know tools, and they get thrown around and they get set down very roughly, and it's but there's nothing internal internally projected or anything. But I mean, this is life, and I imagine that. So this is actually turning into what I said it wasn't. This is turning into, and I'm not going to belabor this because I don't have the energy to do it tonight. But I'm just looking at the books I have, thinking, one of them is talking about Sisyphus. You start questioning the meaning of life. Sisyphus always comes up. Um, Always. And so I'm sure he gets pretty pissed off at the boulder that he's um, so I guess what I'm thinking is that this is normal life. We all get think there's always things that frustrate us. But if that frustration can stay external, then when you go to sleep, it's gone. There's no frustration because it's external. But if part of that frustration is but if that frustration is stemming from a limit, I'm frustrated because I felt good, I was doing good, and now I'm not. I don't understand why. Yeah, I'm angry at the screwdriver and the screw because it stripped the screw. I'm angry because the back door, whatever the slidey thing is, stopped sliding. So I got to replace it. I'm angry, frustrated at those things, but those would just be, yeah, I got to get a new screw, get a new screw bit. But those are, but what it's been the last few days is that screw is an external manifestation of how I feel. I feel stripped, stuck. Everything that has frustrated me in these home projects are frustrating because it's a external manifestation of my how I feel inside. And I've done well because I haven't zoned out by watching TV. I haven't zoned out by sleeping all day, gotten out of the house. Life is fucking tough. Life is tough. Trying to lose weight is tough. You feel like you eat well, you eat less, and you gain 2 pounds. Like, what the fuck? How are you? All right. Enough pity party. All right. So this is just an update. I'm going to get back to where I was going with my last post, and All right. Talk soon. Ciao.